From the Albuquerque Journal, this is the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. It's Friday, December 12th. Here's what we're covering on today's episode. With the cost of living rising, New Mexico leaders at every level are targeting manufactured housing, a key but vulnerable part of the state's affordable housing stock. About 16 to 18% of New Mexicans live in manufactured homes, far above the national average, and many of them being seniors, rural residents, Native American, and Hispanic families. A surge of institutional investors are buying mobile home parks, which has raised concerns. Private equity firms purchased roughly a quarter of U.S. mobile home parks in 2021, often leading to steep lot rent hikes for residents who typically own their homes but rent the land beneath them. Advocates say the quasi-captive nature of manufactured housing, the high cost of moving a home, leaves residents vulnerable to sudden fee increases and predatory practices. In response, federal, state, and local policymakers are pushing for new protections. U.S. Representative Gabe Vasquez has introduced a constitutional bill targeting price gouging and utility mismanagement by large corporate owners. The bill would require HUD investigations into any company that owns 2,500 or more lots or homes, with findings reported to Congress. At the state level, Representative Cristina Perrion advanced a bill giving residents the right of the first refusal when a park is sold. That allows them 75 days to match the offer. It passed the House but stalled in the Senate, but she plans to reintroduce it. Albuquerque enacted a similar ordinance this year requiring advance notice of park sales and requiring owners to consider resident purchase offers. The stakes are evident in communities like Albuquerque Meadows, where longtime senior residents have seen lot rents jump hundreds of dollars after out-of-state ownership changes. While companies cite investments in infrastructure and renovations, residents say rising rents have threatened their stability. Lawmakers and advocates argue that stronger regulations and more investment in manufactured housing are essential to preserve one of New Mexico's most important sources of affordable homes. Albuquerque's 2025 election cycle officially wrapped up on Thursday as District 3 City Council candidate Teresa Garcia conceded to incumbent Clarissa Pena, who won by just 68 votes out of 6,608 casts, which is a margin of a little over 1%. Garcia initially held off on conceding due to the razor-thin results, but said she ultimately trusted the returns after reviewing her options. She also cited the steep cost of a recount, an estimated $300,000 to $500,000, or roughly $5,000 per polling place, as a factor in her decision. Pena's victory secures her fourth term representing the Southwest Albuquerque district that she has held since 2013. Garcia emphasized that she ran without political backing or major donors, campaigning instead on improving infrastructure, jobs, and youth investment in District 3. Her campaign raised $32,477 in private funds, while Pena raised $82,401, including public financing. Standing with supporters, Garcia also addressed resurfaced reports of her 2015 domestic violence arrest, of which she was acquitted, saying the issue had been, quote, weaponized during the runoff, and calling for better treatment of survivors. The concession follows Mayor Tim Keller's re-election Tuesday to a third term, with 58% of the vote. Sandia National Laboratories has unveiled Spectra, a new prototype supercomputer that could significantly advance national security simulations and help ensure the safety of the U.S. nuclear stockpile. Installed on November 1st, Spectra uses a first-of-its-kind chip architecture developed by Israel-based Next Silicon. The system's specialized chips can analyze code and prioritize tasks in real time, offering potential boosts in performance and major energy savings. Project lead James Larios called the system a, quote, completely new way of doing things, noting that researchers will test Spectra on complex national security applications, including fluid dynamic simulations used to assess nuclear deterrence without underground testing. Spectra is the second machine in Sandia's Vanguard program, an NNSA-backed initiative that explores emerging computing technologies across the U.S.'s 3 nuclear weapons labs. It follows Astra, the world's fastest ARM-based supercomputer introduced in 2018, which helped pave the way for new systems like Lanel's Venado. While Spectra remains in prototype staging, a process that could take months or years, Laros said investing in multiple advanced architectures is essential to maintaining reliable commuting capabilities for the nation's nuclear mission. And a homeopathic pharmaceutical company with a manufacturing facility in Albuquerque is recalling a batch of its natural decongestant nasal spray after federal officials found it was contaminated with yeast, mold, and harmful bacteria. The FDA announced a nationwide voluntary recall of one lot of Metanura New Mexico's Reboost nasal spray, which tests showed contaminated Achromobacter, a bacteria commonly found in soil and water. No illnesses have been reported, but the FDA says using the product poses a, quote, reasonable probability of health risks, including potentially life-threatening infections for people with weakened immune systems. Consumers are urged to stop using the spray immediately, and those who bought it directly from Metanura can request a refund from the company. Others should return it to the retailer where they purchased it. Metanura, which operates an Albuquerque facility with about 30 employees near Sandia Science and Technology Park, did not respond to requests for comment. The leading news is powered by the journalism of the Albuquerque Journal. If you enjoy hearing all of the stories we share with you here daily, please consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Journal by utilizing the discount code in our show notes. Every subscription helps support local journalism and allows us to provide you with the news that matters to you. Now taking a look at Albuquerque's weather forecast. Today you can expect sunny skies with a high near 65, and as for this evening, clear with a low around 33. To keep up with all the latest news from the Albuquerque Journal, you can visit our website at abqjournal.com. That's the leading news. I'm Gino Gutierrez. We'll be back on Monday.